Christmas Eve, 1953. In New Zealand, families are getting ready for Christmas Day. In one evening train, almost 300 people sit in the warm light of the carriage, talking quietly and thinking about home and presents. Outside the windows, it is dark. The train is moving through the central North Island towards a small place called Tangiwai. Ahead, there is a bridge over a river with a strange name, the Ruapehu River. This area is close to Mount Ruapehu, an active volcano. High on the mountain, there is a crater lake filled with hot, dirty water. Sometimes the wall of the lake breaks, and a huge flow of water, mud, and rocks rushes down the mountain. This kind of flow is called a lahar. On that December day in 1953, a lahar came down from Ruapehu. It hit the Ruapehu River and smashed into the bridge supports. The heavy water and rocks washed away part of the bank and weakened the piers under the rails. But it was night. From the top of the bridge, the rails still looked almost normal. The train driver could not see how much damage was under the tracks. The train was called the Wellington-Auckland Night Express. It had a steam locomotive and 9 carriages. On board were about 285 people, workers, soldiers, couples, and children going home for Christmas. At about 10:21 at night, the train reached the bridge near Tangiwai. The locomotive went on to the damaged part of the bridge. A few seconds later, the structure failed. The front of the bridge collapsed. The locomotive and the first 6 carriages fell more than 10 meters down into the flooded river. Metal twisted. Wood broke. The cold water swallowed whole carriages in the dark. The 3 last carriages did not fall completely. They hung at the edge of the broken bridge or stayed on the track. People in those cars felt a violent shock. Some were able to escape and tried to help others. In the river, the situation was terrible. The water was fast and full of debris. Many passengers were trapped inside the coaches under the surface. Others were thrown into the river and pulled away by the current. Local people heard the crash and the screams. They ran to the river with lanterns and simple tools. In the dark and cold, they pulled survivors from the water and from broken windows, risking their own lives. When rescue teams and police arrived, they saw a terrible scene. Carriages lying in the river, pieces of bridge everywhere, luggage and toys floating in the water. Search and recovery went on for days. There were almost 300 people on the train that night. In the end, 151 people were confirmed dead. Some bodies were never found and were lost in the river. An official investigation followed. Engineers and scientists studied the bridge, the river, and the volcano. They concluded that the lahar from Mount Ruapehu had destroyed the support of the bridge just hours before the train arrived. The disaster showed that the railway system and warning systems were not ready for this kind of natural danger. After Tangiwai, New Zealand changed safety rules. Engineers improved bridges near rivers, and new systems were created to watch the volcano and the crater lake and to send alerts if a lahar started. Today, there is a memorial near the site of the crash. On stone plaques, you can read the names of the people who died that Christmas Eve. Every December, families and officials come there to remember them. The railway line is still in use, and trains still cross the Ruapehu River. The place looks quiet now, but for New Zealand, Tangiwai is a symbol of sudden loss and the power of nature. On Christmas Eve, when people in the country sit around bright trees and open gifts, some also think about that dark night in 1953. A night when a train full of hope and celebration never reached its final station, and a river with crying waters took 151 lives in just a few minutes.